Alright guys, so this is probably going to be my final WWDC related video, unless I come up with another idea, but I wanted to quickly talk about some things that Apple did not actually mention on the stage that are going to be in these new software releases. Okay, so here's the first stuff here to do with some Memoji things. So Apple didn't really talk about Memoji, but here's the one that's really a little crazy. You can now do two different colored eyes. So you can literally choose a color for your left and your right eye on your Memoji character. Also, there are now new accessibility options. So you can literally have implants, oxygen tubes, or different things to go along with you. So yeah, definitely making your Memojis more custom. Here's something to do with the new focus feature. So Apple obviously talked a lot about this, but here's some things you might have missed. So you could do auto reply instead of just having a status. So it's kind of like, you know how you can do not disturb while driving and it sends automatic reply. Well, you can actually do a auto reply for whenever you're in a focus mode. So if somebody tries to text you, it will automatically send them a message back saying, hey, I'm busy right now, you know, whatever. And also the status will be an API. So third-party messaging apps will be able to basically use your status in their app. So it's not just going to work in iMessage. Maybe you can do like, I don't know, Facebook Messenger or something like that if they decide to use the API. Another API is going to be to do with notifications. So developers will be able to use time-sensitive notifications if they want to, and also be able to have a new look coming from certain people. And another thing, the time-sensitive notifications, so they're going to be coming from apps that are always delivered immediately, so you're not going to miss out on certain alerts. So for example, like a fraud alert, your car outside, things like that. So really important stuff will just be able to come on through. Some things with Safari, so I kind of mentioned this in my recap video about privacy, but Safari is now going to be using the latest version HTTP, which is HTTPS. So I had an extension on Firefox that did this for me, but now in Safari they finally decided to go to the modern version, the more secure version of the HTTP. So that's nice. Also, you're going to be able to search the web with your voice now, and your web extensions on iOS. I already mentioned this, and Apple mentioned it too, but this is not just for your iPad. A lot of people were just kind of catching that on the iPad. This is going to work on your iPhone too. So if you use something like 1Password, you'll be able to have that extension built right into your phone Safari as well. So web extensions are going to be across all operating systems now, which is really, really awesome. A couple things here with the wallet app that they did not mention. So first off, I'm not too familiar with car keys, but I don't think that this was in there. I mean, I think only like BMW was doing some wallet car keys, but now it says car keys remote keyless entry control. So you'll be able to lock, unlock, honk your horn, preheat, all those kind of things like that. So normally you'd have to have like a separate application to do that. Like if you have a Tesla, you'd have the Tesla app and you can do all those kinds of things. Well, now apparently some car models will be able to do it through the wallet app with the car key in the app. So that's pretty cool. Also, something to do with passes here. Now this is some stuff that, man, it took long enough to get this stuff. But now you will have archived passes. So expired passes will be basically automatically archived for you and moved out of your wallet. So you know how it gets all cluttered in there. If you had like a boarding pass, you use that, you know, one time and then you don't need it anymore. So now the wallet app's going to automatically archive stuff when it expires. And also, thank goodness, now you can do multiple pass downloads. So basically, instead of adding individual things one by one, you can do multiple ones. So that is much needed feature there for the wallet app. Something interesting for photos is a faster iCloud photo library initial sync. So when you get a new phone, obviously it has to sync up all your iCloud stuff, and your photos library can take quite a while depending on how much you have. So now it says that it's going to sync more quickly. I don't know what they exactly improved to do that, but it is nice to see that that's going to happen faster now. A couple things here with some health related things. So your blood glucose highlights, you'll now be able to receive highlights that show it during your sleep as well as exercise. Now that's kind of interesting, as I didn't even know you could do that. So I guess you have to have some kind of special monitor or something that syncs with the health app. But anyways, now you'll be able to see that. And I know this right here is probably a hot topic right now with the vaccines coming out, but you'll now be able to put your, I guess, vaccine card and your test results into the health app. So that'll probably be a pretty popular thing to do. A couple things about your privacy. So this is one that we definitely didn't see. Secure paste. So developers can allow you to paste content from another app without having access to what you copied. So basically hiding the clipboard to make it more secure. And also share your current location. So developers will be able to let you share your location with a customizable button in the app. So basically for one-time access. So that's pretty neat. I don't know why they forgot to talk about this, but maintaining context, this is something that, I don't know, Google Assistant and Amazon's Echoes have been able to do for so long now. But maintaining context basically means you can ask a question and then ask another follow-up question. So the example that I can think of is if you said, "Where is a certain restaurant?" Siri would tell you, and then you could just say, "Hey, how long does it take to get there?" Or "When does it close?" Or something like that. So you'll be able to have more realistic conversations with Siri. Your app library, you can now reorder your home screen pages. I don't think that was in iOS 14, but basically I think all you could do was hide certain pages. Well, now you'll be able to reorder them. So like your initial first home screen, you could drag that around or whatever you wanted to. So that's pretty nice. With Apple Card, they've made it easier to find out what your actual card number is, but also they've improved the fraud protection. So now you can have a security code that changes regularly to make an online purchase more secure. Here's a really big one right here. So your passwords, if you use iCloud Keychain, now we finally have a built-in authenticator. So this is going to take a lot of people away from things like Google Authenticator or Authy. You'll now be able to generate your 2FA codes for your additional step. So you'll be able to set all this stuff up in your settings. So no need for that additional app anymore. And even the verification codes will autofill themselves. So they'll be generated randomly, but they'll be filling just like your passwords do. So really cool there. Screen time is now going to be an API, so you can only imagine how developers might be using that. And then Apple is going to allow people, if they would like, to stay on iOS 14 instead of upgrading to iOS 15. So that means iOS 14 is going to be around for quite a bit of time, kind of like how previous versions are. But if you don't want to go to the latest and greatest, you can stay on 15. Here's something else extremely cool. So your setup experience. Now this is just really cool. Temporary iCloud storage to transfer your data. So now when you are setting up your new device, you can use iCloud Backup to move your data to the device, and Apple will basically kind of let you borrow as much iCloud storage as you need for free for up to 3 weeks. So this is going to allow you to get your device all set up and all that stuff without having to pay for iCloud storage or do a much painful manual setup process. So that is really interesting. I still wish Apple would just increase the default 5 gigs of free iCloud storage, but whatever. It's very cool they're going to be doing that for you. And if you're coming from an Android phone, you're now going to be able to move photo albums, files, folders, and accessibility settings to your iPhone. So move even more of your Android stuff to iOS, which is pretty nice. Shortcuts are now going to be able to sync across your device. So if you build something on your iPhone for any of your devices, it'll automatically go to anything else. So on iPadOS, we now have widgets finally that can be put on the home screen. But here's something nice, the widgets will automatically rotate if you are doing portrait or landscape mode. There's also several new widgets that they've added in here. And that is literally the only cool thing I saw for iPadOS. Again, their iOS is literally the same thing, so that's kind of why it's literally identical. Let's talk a little bit about Monterey. So for macOS, several new things here. Mostly Apple mentioned them, but if we take a look at AirPlay to Mac, we notice that it says send wired or wirelessly. So AirPlay is going to work both wirelessly and wired using a USB, which is interesting because, well, you think of AirPlay as always wireless. So you'll now be able to do it wired if you desire. Something that they did not mention for your privacy is a recording indicator. So we're going to be able to see which apps have access to the mic. So you'll be able to also see your camera as well, just like you can on iOS. And I believe it appears up next to your control center icon up there. Yeah, so yeah, you'll now be able to see if any sneaky activity is happening on your Mac. The Hello screensaver is apparently now going to be available for all Macs. So I showed that video where you could kind of secretly install it on a different Mac that wasn't the new iMac, but you're now going to be able to have it, the Hello screensaver on your Mac, and also a new Hello desktop wallpaper. So be a new wallpaper, and that works with light or dark mode that you'll be able to use as well. A few things to do with your Finder. So first thing here is iCloud collaboration folder. So if you are sharing any documents, you'll be able to quickly access those in the Finder. Also copy enhancements. So now whenever you're copying files, and this is also on the iPad, which is super nice, you'll actually be able to see how long it's going to take. So a better sense of the time with a new progress window. So that's going to be nice. Here's a couple of really cool things. So this is going to make it so much easier on a Mac. You can now erase all contents in settings just like you can on an iOS device. So system preferences will now allow you to completely erase your Mac and set it back to factory settings. So they say it's because of the new silicon chips and the T2, because it's all encrypted, you'll be able to securely erase it that way now. So definitely going to make things a lot easier instead of having to go in recovery mode and erase your partitions and all that stuff. Also, low power mode is coming to the Mac, so it's going to reduce your clock speed, your brightness, and all that to extend your battery life. So you definitely probably don't want to use that all the time because it is going to, throttle your processor basically. But it is nice to see it making an appearance on the Mac now. Okay, so here is some wild stuff for your passwords. Super cool to see this one right here. Just go ahead and talk about this right away. So, iCloud passwords extension for Edge. So you can easily autofill your saved passwords in Microsoft Edge with the iCloud passwords for Windows extension. Available in the Microsoft Store. This is a huge deal right here because a lot of people avoid using iCloud passwords and avoid using Keychain because of, obviously, you need Apple products to make it work. You couldn't just access your iCloud passwords on a Windows computer. Well, now Apple has decided to do a Windows extension for it. So that's very interesting, and that might make people start using iCloud passwords, right? Also, you can see manage iCloud passwords on Windows, so you can access and manage them saved iCloud from a Windows device with the new iCloud Passwords app. So that means you can download an app or you download a web extension if you're on Windows. Pretty big deal right there. Also, we can now import and export passwords from other password managers to passwords and system preferences or Safari. So if you're using something else like, I guess, Authy or whatever, and you want to decide you want to use iCloud passwords, well, you can now export them to that. And to go along with system preferences, your passwords are now going to be able to access in system preferences, which is really nice. So you're not going to have to go through Safari and then go through Safari settings now to access your passwords if you don't want to. Well, yeah, what do you guys think about that right there? iCloud passwords for Windows. Pretty big deal. And guys, I would talk about WatchOS, but they didn't really put anything too much out about that. So can't really tell you what. It's kind of hidden in there. I guess we'll just have to play around with it, or we'll have to check out some betas to see what we can find in there. Well, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Just wanted to highlight a few things that you might have missed because Apple did not mention them. So some pretty cool things there. Let me know what your favorite hidden feature is. And I'm sure we'll find more and more as people start messing around with the beta software. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching as always, and I will catch you all in the next video.